everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. It's hard to imagine this not being a fun game to watch. It's the Seahawks going up against the Titans. With that, let's welcome in our fine broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We welcome all of you to Nissan Stadium on the banks of the Cumberland River in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. The whole of downtown Nashville likely still reverberating with the sounds of the Titans taking the field a moment ago. They're ready for football as their Titans are set to match up with the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we take a look at this Titan Ball Club entering play. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their third-year QB out of Oregon, Marcus Mariota.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
And incomplete to open things up. Corey Davis, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. And now we get a peek at the Titan offense.
The 2016 Tennessee Titans offense liked to bill itself as exotic smash mouth, and they got the smash mouth part down correctly. Finished third in the league in rushing, but only 25th in passing. So to become more exotic, they've got to get better play from their wide receivers on the perimeter.
Now here's the first carry for DeMarco Murray. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
He may be playing free safety while wrapped up in a corner's body, but Earl Thomas is the best center fielder in the game. He cleans up everything back there as far as I'm concerned. I think he just has intelligence, understands things, and boy, is he tough.
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Working out of the gun, Mariota. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure they didn't give him much run after catch.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15, and it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it, but the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. Second down, Rawls. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up. And here's the starting offensive unit for Seattle.
In music, the Seattle sound is distinctive. In the NFL, it's the Seattle running game. Usually ranked in the top 5 in the NFL. It fell to number 25 in 2016, and they're trying to revamp the offensive line and find a bell cow running back in order to get things moving again.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Now John Ryan, 12th year in the league, on to punt it away as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense now, they get ready to do battle again here. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. The Seahawks, here's their defensive lineup.
Some players may change, some coaches may change, but head coach Pete Carroll is still there, which means that Seattle's defense is always going to be a threat to be the top-ranked defense in the NFL. They ranked number 5 in 2016, and they continue to do it with a tremendous secondary and great pass rushers up front, able to utilize their skills to create matchup problems for offenses.
They go with Murray again. Fights him off. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3.
No other way to say it, but it was an off year for DeMarco Murray in Philadelphia, and Chip Kelly's offense didn't really seem to be a fit. But when he went to Tennessee playing for Mike Mularkey, boy, did he fit in a big way.
Finished 3rd in the NFL in rushing behind Ezekiel Elliott and a late-charging Jordan Howard. He was ahead of Howard much of the year.
I remember Coach Mularkey in preseason said, DeMarco Murray's my #1 back. He'll get plenty of carries here, and he did.
13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a 1st down.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up.
Murray fighting, lost the football, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
Blair Walsh on to attempt the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it to the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Mariota on 1st down. And an alley to run. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. That was 2nd down run for Murray.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. Right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. And Matthews has it right side. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah.
But still,
no
yardage. Okay.
So 2nd and 10 here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Brett Kern now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Now it's Lockett. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. A look at the defensive starters for Tennessee.
The Tennessee Titans defense lived up to the mantra that every defensive coordinator preaches, and that's stop the run first. They finished 2nd against the run. Unfortunately, they finished 30th against the pass, which led to a 20th overall ranking in defense. In order for them to continue to ascend, they've got to shore up the back end in the secondary and get a better pass rush.
They go again with Rawls. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again, go play action, hit them over the top.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
First down, this is Rawls. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Now, prior to the snap, we hit all zeros as time has run out on the first quarter of play. It's the Seahawks on top here early. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And now running right through it. Still shut. And look out. I think he's going to go. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
That score was not a game clincher by any stretch of the imagination. But the other team now has to be careful to not let this game begin to slip away.
Extra point try now for Walsh. And it's good to make it 14-0. 5 plays there on that drive. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Adoree Jackson on the return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Now Eric Decker and company getting ready to go again on offense. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us. But sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
They go back to Murray on first down. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Mariota now on second down. To Decker over the middle. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
The Titans on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Mariota now. And he locates Walker, complete. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. A Titan first down, Mariota to Walker.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
On first down, Murray. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Michael Bannon in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football. Mariota will need a big play after the sack as the Titans come up 3rd and long. From the gun, Mariota.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And problem spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. A reminder coming up in the Sunday night game, matchup you don't see very often, a rematch of Super Bowl 18. The Raiders traveling to Washington. And then tomorrow on Monday night, we'll see the Cowboys heading to the desert to take on the Cardinals.
Former NFC East rivals.
Now Wilson on first down. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
At some point, the doubters have to just kind of back off with Doug Baldwin, don't they? I mean, we're talking about back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. Had over 90 catches in 2016. He's going to play with a chip on his shoulder, but he's going to be productive.
2016, also his first Pro Bowl as well. The intended target, Doug Baldwin. And it's third and short.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. They run with a power back, Rawls. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
3rd and 2, right? So this is a situation where low man has got to win at the line of scrimmage, but it's not just the low man winning. It's the low man who's winning with some force, and they had that to pick up the first down.
Barely picking it up, but they did. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defense.
Tyler Lockett. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field, and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
Walsh now for the PAT. And it is now 21-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. DeMarco Murray and company heading back onto the field. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense has done a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Again, it's Murray. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
We remind you that coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will have the highlights and analysis of this first half from our studios in Orlando.
And I have a fairly solid idea about which team will be featured prominently in those highlights.
Might be a little bias. Mariota now to throw on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. The rookie from Michigan State, Malik McDowell. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Throwing, Mariota. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Here's Brett Kern now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Here's Russell Wilson in the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. He's thrown for a touchdown pass, and he's run for one so far.
When you're able to watch a guy perform at a high level and do it in multiple ways, yeah, arm, legs, he really helps his team in a big way. You've got to think that they feel great about where they are in this ball game, and they feel even better about him leading their team.
Well, he's hoping to put them into a better spot after this drive. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. On second down. Pretty move. And some room to roam now. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry?
All right, Brandon, back to you guys in a minute. But first, it's indeed time for our EA Sports halftime report. The Titans haven't played their best football and trail because of it. The Seahawks will want to come out after the half and really put the pressure on from the start. So let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. Now 1st and 10. There's going to be a fumble here. Seahawks recover the ball and return it for a touchdown as they take a 7-0 lead. Seahawks with the ball early in the second. Wilson's going to bust out into the open space, and this 4-play drive goes for a touchdown. That puts them on top by 14. Now 2nd and 8. Lockett's got nobody around him on the catch, and this will go for a touch. Seahawks up now by 21. Late in the second, defense will get to the QB here. This will go for a loss of 8. So that'll do it for us in Orlando for the second half kickoff. Let's get back up to Nashville as we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And when you're running the football, one thing you don't want to see is a big boy coming up there and swallow you whole in those D tackles and nose tackles.
No, you're actually counting on your big boys to protect you from them. But on that play, the defensive tackle had the leverage, and he won the battle. No gain, correct?
No gain. On second down, here's Wilson. And he's got room. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Call it a gain of 5, and they're going to have a third down. The Seahawks on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Wilson. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Derek Morgan able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 4th down. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Titans are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
On 3rd down, Mariota. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Murray. And the athleticism on the spin move allows him to pick up the first before he's brought down. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a 1st down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The offense lining up 1st and 10. A handoff. It's Murray. About 3 yards there to the 27.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
From the pistol, they run it with Murray. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Off play action to Henry. Here's Mariota. And avoids the contact by sliding. A gain of 7, and they pick up the first. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Here's the former Heisman winner. It's Derrick Henry. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. First and goal here from the 9. They'll try to run it in with Murray. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be second and goal. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yes, now second and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
Second and goal from the 5. Again, it's Murray. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. Gotta figure this is one they need here on third and goal. Now they'll run. Murray. Here's Ryan Suckup for the Titan field goal. Less than an extra point attempt here. This is an 18-yarder. And Suckup will put this one right through. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off that lead.
And now you put the pressure on your defense, who didn't particularly play all that well in the first half. But they're going to need to step it up here and make some plays if these guys are going to have any chance.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so
something
well,
else. And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll bring up a third down. To throw is Wilson. To throw on third down. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first. But at least it's fourth down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. And this ball is going to be touched down just shy of midfield. The Titans getting set to go. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They go play action here on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Carries piling up. It's Murray again. He doesn't find a ton of space following the display of quick feet down just inside the 45. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On 3rd down, Murray. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
But he was stopped on that play. But he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
And out now come the Seahawks. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Wilson going to give to Rawls. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle.
False start, offense.
This O-line's been great. They've got the big lead, so give them a pass there, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so, because if we were grading them on their performance in this game, a lot of pluses in their boxes so far.
Following the penalty, it's Rawls. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. You might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively. Back now in Nashville. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. And the Seahawks on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 17. From the gun, it's Wilson. They're able to locate Wilson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. A gain of 19 and picking up the first. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
They stay on the ground. Rawls again. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5. And in this situation with a lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be a third and about 13. The fourth quarter here, they got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Lacey. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it at every position, and we just saw there some linebackers who can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
And not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss. So on 4th down, Pete Carroll's going to call out his field goal unit. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. And Walsh able to convert it as his kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
No gain, and it's 2nd down. Now, they couldn't get anything going there out on the right side of the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Now Mariota. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Mariota will need a big play after the sack as the Titans come up 3rd and long. Mariota. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
An unbelievable play there on 4th and long. 43 yards.
We know it's tough enough to pick up first downs on 3rd down plays, but when you go for it on 4th down, sometimes you're actually just praying, and on that play, the prayer was answered.
first down. Mariota looking for Decker, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. 3rd down, here's Rawls. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
The busy afternoon continues for Rawls. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Wilson again to Rawls. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. On 3rd down, here's Lacy. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Boy, that's a lot of sirloin steak to be taken down for no gain, partner.
Are you trying to suggest that he is a huge man?
He is
not just a big man, a huge man.
Big boy.
Well, how about the credit then for the defense to be able to chop that big tree and put him on the ground?
I know back when you played, it took 4 of you to take a guy like that down, right?
Well, that's for sure. And you know what else? I didn't want to challenge him at dinner either.
Now a high kick, almost a pooch punt. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well.
He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Illegal forward pass, offense.
Now, that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
Now Now a second down throw for Mariota. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. He was looking for Matthews that time. Third down here. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. Third and long here for Mariota. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Desperation time. Mariota on fourth down. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. And this looks to probably be the final play. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Seahawks, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll return home next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Tennessee, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Nashville.